If we talk about solar module manufacturing and we do not mention any company from Surat or Gujarat, so that will be very unfair for the whole industry. So right now we are joined by Mr. Aditya from Navitas Solar, who is the director of the company. So let's talk to him about his journey, the journey of the company and its plan. So Mr. Aditya, thanks a lot for joining Solar Energy on this special conversation.
Thank you, sir.
So first question, at the latest REI, what products you are showcasing?
So we have recently come up with a new manufacturing line. It is a 1.5 gigawatt additional setup that we have done. Uh, by the by the July of next year, we will be adding another 2.5 gigawatt line to this. So all of this is primarily focused on TOPCon modules, with plans to even produce HJT and back contact panels on this. So this year we have launched the next commercial product that we have, that is a 590 watt peak TOPCon panel. This is double glass panel with a warranty of 30 years.
So last time we talked to a lot of solar module manufacturers, so they were planning to shift from monopuck to TOPCon. Now you're saying that you are also planning to start HJT. We also saw that Wari also started with HJT. So about your HJT plan, exactly when you're planning to start? Any timeline you have fixed?
So the manufacturing line that we have recently started, the 1.5 gigawatt line, it is also capable of producing HJT. So with some minor upgrades, when required, we will also be upgrading this line to HJT, and the newer lines that will be coming up next year will be primarily focused on HJT.
So right now we have very selected solar cell makers in India. We are majorly dependent on China. But right now, as per our communication with a lot of other solar module manufacturers, a lot of them have plans to start solar cell manufacturing. So Navitas is also planning to start solar cell manufacturing anytime future, coming days?
Yes. So we expect the demand for solar modules in India to reach about 80 gigawatts per annum by the next year. The current manufacturing capacity for TOPCon modules is right about 4 to 5 gigawatt. So there is a very huge supply-demand gap that will be created for the solar cells. Now with the government coming up with ALMM for the solar cells as well. So any module manufacturer that wants to produce solar modules by say 2026 or 27 will need to have their own cell manufacturing line. So in the same line, we are also planning to install 1.5 gigawatt cell line by the end of say 26 or mid of 27.
So do you think the latest announcement by the MNRE to bring solar cells into the ambit of ALMM, that has triggered, enforced or motivated the solar module makers to venture into the solar cell manufacturing? That is an added
Yes, that is one of the biggest pushing point for this. But setting up a solar cell manufacturing line is not as simple as setting up a module manufacturing line. It involves a huge capex as well as the timeline required to set it up, install the machine and getting the product out of the factory takes, conservatively it will take at least 24 to 30 months. With the government announcing ALMM by the mid of 2025, we don't see how the manufacturers will be capable of delivering the cells, because historically it has taken about 24 to 30 months. So anyone planning to do it will start today but will be able to deliver the cells by 27. So that is our take on this.
Since you talked about the need of higher capex, because you will also venture into solar cell manufacturing in 1 or 2 years. So we have talked to a lot of solar cell makers, solar module makers. They are planning to launch their IPO. Some of them are already there. So is Navitas also planning to launch IPO in the coming days?
Yes, we will be launching our IPO next year.
Next year?
Yes. We are planning to launch it on the main board. Before the end of next year, we hope to get the IPO out in the market, and hopefully it is subscribed and oversubscribed.
So after the reimposition of ALMM, a lot of solar module makers in India are now on an expansion spree. A lot of them are announcing creating new manufacturing centers. So what about Navitas, about their expansion plans?
So we recently bought a new piece of land for our expansions. So the 1.5 gigawatt line that has just become live, is constructed on the same land setup. Here we will be going up. We have planned to install up to 8 gigawatts of solar module manufacturing and about 4 to 5 gigawatt of solar cell manufacturing by say year 2028.
So Navitas started in 2015. So next year it will complete 10 years. So do you plan to move out of Surat or